Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So, if you didn't know, I think I'm a rich person, or at least I play one on YouTube. But I'm going to tell you the differences between rich people and poor people, and the behaviors that you need to have if you want to become rich, right? So, the biggest difference between rich people and poor people is how they view relationships. And I think the vast majority of people are poor because they don't value relationships or creating and maintaining them. Okay? Because in the end, how do you get rich? People have to either give you money, like cash, or hand over their credit card. And there's actually an actual person on the other side of the transaction. So if you don't create and maintain that relationship with the person in the other side of the transaction, money is not going to come to your bank account and therefore you will be poor. But there are certain things that the average person does that they think gets them ahead when in reality it puts them back. And the easiest example of this is having a savings account. So regular people or poor people think it's smart to always save money and also have money in a savings account, whereas a rich person thinks that having a savings account is insane, right? Like you either deploy the money to make more money or you use it to pay down debt. So, we talk about this a lot in velocity banking about we don't have savings accounts because that's what regular people, aka the average American, does. Okay, so there's two different dichotomies that we have, and we want to follow the rich person dichotomy. And I'm just telling you this as a person who plays a rich person on YouTube, or maybe I am rich, and I don't want to tell people that. Okay, so I think the biggest mistake that most people make is that they just don't value relationships. And you could see this nowadays in all age ranges, right? From young children to adults, right? And I was reading these articles, and this is from like this year, 2024, from Business Insider. My friend group suddenly ghosted me without explanation. I blame myself, and I'm still learning to trust people again. Now, when you read this, do you think like, wow, these are people who value relationships? Or these are people who are just lazy and can't do, maintain and create relationships? Because let's say like I got $1 million to deploy. Okay, let's say I had $1 million to deploy and I want to create a business. Am I going to spend that money on people who are going to ghost me without explanation? I'll be like, dude, you're insane. Like, make me feel like you're going to take care of me so I can pay you that money that you want, right? Because isn't that what people are interested in? They're interested in money. And many times I find that people have this misconception about making money because they don't associate that there's a person at the other end of the transaction that has to give you their credit card in order for you to get paid, right? Like people just think that somehow you just show up to like 8 hours a day and then you just type some stuff in a computer and then money will come to your bank account. And maybe for some people that's true, but in the grand scheme of things, someone has to either swipe their credit card or give you that money, and they have to do it voluntarily. Okay, but people who don't value relationships don't understand that. And again, this is true in all age groups nowadays, right? So you take a look here. Tears and Noah's as no one shows up for a 9-year-old's birthday party. Nothing prepares you on Newsweek, and it's kind of sad. In fact, I made a video about this a while ago, and a lot of people commented about it, like how like friendship doesn't exist in modern society anymore, right? But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something. People who do this, right, are setting themselves up to be poor because the only way you can get rich is, like I said before, I'm going to tell you over and over again, is to make people feel so good about themselves, of the value that you're providing. Again, you're building that relationship that they have no problem swiping their credit card. Absolutely no problem at all, right? So I'm going to show you like a contrast between rich people, poor people, and what I've seen people do throughout the years, and things that disgust me and have disgusted me for a long time, right? So the biggest mistake that I see most people making is that they chase money over relationships, right? Like in my mind, I'm like, how do you make money without making relationships, right? So the way that opposite of this is you create relationships to bring in the money, right? I got to have relationships with contractors, vendors, tenants, uh, mortgage brokers. I need to take care of all of them so that when I need them, they're excited to work for me. That's how we get rich, folks. We don't try to do everything ourselves and chase the money. What we do is we build a network, we build a relationship with people, even in impersonal relationships like banking, so that the net outcome of those relationships will make us rich. Okay. And even in baking, we got to create relationships that are even, that might seem very impersonal, but we still need to create that relationship. So I'm going to give you an example of this. Um, I recently got a $9,500 business credit card from Wells Fargo. And you know what Wells Fargo said on their website? You can only apply for this if you got a checking account here for 2 months. Like, all right, I have no problem. I'm going to create that relationship, that checking account relationship with Wells Fargo. And then 2 months later, bam, $9,500 credit card. That's how we bring in the money, by creating the relationships. But so many people are like, I don't need to do that. Screw the bank. I just want the money, and then wonder why they get denied for credit. And I don't know if you know this or not, but credit is just synonymous with trust. How's the bank going to trust you if you're not going to create that relationship? We always have to create that relationship. Second thing that most people do that keeps them behind, but they think is like smart, is they just want to act like they're always too busy for other people, right? Like, I don't know about you, but let's say I have $1 million deployed. Who am I going to choose to deploy it on? The guy who's always too busy for me, or the guy who's like, wow, I'm here to serve. I'm here to take care of you, right? I never want to spend money on someone who doesn't give me the feeling that they're going to take care of me, right? I never want to spend any money on that. But when you take a look at these articles, it's like, I don't get the feeling that these people are there to take care of me, right? So you want to deal with people who have a lot of money, who are willing to lend it to you or give it to you. You always have to give them the feeling that you're there to take care of them. And the thing that always has bothered me with a lot of people I've dealt with over the years is that they've always given me like this feeling, like, oh, I'm just way too busy for you. Even they promise a lot, and then you ask them, hey, can you do this for me? Or like, hey, I have a question, and they just don't answer the questions. And this is just me as a paying customer. So you kind of learn at lower levels, like, hey, kind of like, again, credit is like the best example of this. Hey, if I don't know you, I want to see if you're trustworthy, so I'll give you a $500 credit card. Okay. And if you're able to use that $500 credit card, eventually I'll give you that $10,000 credit card. But what I've seen that of most people is that they can't find that $500 credit card test, right? And what I mean by that is, can you take care of me when I need you? But most people can't, because they're always too busy for other people. Now, rich people will find a way to never be too busy for you, right? You ever notice that, like, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, one of the world's richest men, has built a system where he's never too busy to take your credit card, right? Like, is there a point in the website of Amazon where it's like, they don't accept your credit card from like 1 a.m. to 5 a.m.? No, they will accept your credit card anytime. And that's how we get rich. We build that relationship, and we're never too busy for any of our customers. And the most important thing that we can do, so that, because we're only human, is to be able to create a system where we're not busy for our clients, right? Creating the system. Now, the third thing that I think is very strange that I've seen over the years, and many, even when I was a child, is that people think that working and making money is about ignoring people. You ever see that, where it's like, hey, you want to hang out? Oh, I'm sorry, I got to do this at X, Y, and Z in order to get a good job. I got to go to internship, or I got to go to, do these extracurricular activities. And it's not about building that relationship with you. It's about stacking a resume. But I'm going to tell you something. I've never known a person, okay? I've never known a person who actually cared about what was on my resume other than maybe an initial interview, right? Because the real money is made on creating relationships. It's made in creating a relationship. It's not made in ignoring people. So we do the opposite of most people, which is we understand that work and making money is not about ignoring people. It's about serving people, because again, it's all related to each other. This is all related to each other. That when a person feels like they've been served and we provided them a lot of value, that's where the money comes in. That's when they take out their credit card out of the wallet, We got to create relationships to bring in the money. We can't be too busy for them. We understand that work and making money is about serving other people. And most people do the exact opposite because they actually, for some reason, think, and this is just probably societal brainwashing, that if we're too busy for other people, it makes us higher status and somehow the money's going to come in. But the money comes in just from regular, everyday folks like you and me. That's how you get rich, right? I mean, I know this is obvious, but at the same time, it's not because people just do the exact opposite of what I'm talking about, right? I had a ton of people act like, you know, they want to use me and then wonder why I'm gonna not do any business with them. Like, what are you doing? Like, wait, okay, like, ignore me and pretend like you're too busy for me and wonder why I don't care. I don't get what the strategy is. Like, are you an idiot? But a lot of people do that. A lot of people do that because, as I said before, and I said this in another video, the world is full of dumb people who don't care, right? Like, it's just literally full of dumb people who don't care. I mean, you want the money, then build the relationships. But too many people have it in their mind that somehow making money involves ignoring other people, which is weird, right? It's like really, really weird. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for today. So this is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. So have a great day, and we will speak next time.